Siemens has just released a new tool which allows you to take advantage of the machine learning capabilities of an FPGA whilst programming it all in C++ or Python. But why would you want to do that? To get to the bottom of it, I'll be talking to Cameron from Siemens, and hopefully I'll never need to touch a hardware description language again. Cameron.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
So why might someone want to implement machine learning onto an FPGA?
Whoa, hold there. Only 12% of you are subscribed. Do yourself a favor and subscribe for daily engineering content. All right.
That's a great question. So when we go about building these machine learning algorithms, they get larger and larger every single year, whether it be the number of models or the size of those individual.
It's constantly changing, right?
Exactly, yeah, constantly changing. So we see that there is a need where you need to find a way to implement these algorithms faster. And one of those ways is putting it on hardware on an FPGA. Whereas like the FPGA, whether it being relatively optimized to be able to change what you need to do, you're able to try out all of these different models quickly, fast, and then you don't have to have that traditional hardware approach.
You know, we're in 2025 and we now have access to NPUs. They're purpose-built for machine learning and AI applications. Why might someone still want to use an FPGA? What advantage does an FPGA have over an NPU when it comes to machine learning?
Yeah, great question again. You see, when it comes with NPUs, MCUs, anything in that realm, those do work really well, but they don't give you the most optimal solution. There are problems that we are going to be working on in the world of ML that aren't quite able to be done on an MCU. If you need to find something that is the most efficient solution, you really do need to find a way to get custom hardware, and FPGAs is a great way about going about that.
So when we say finding the most efficient solution, what efficiencies are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about performance throughput, we're talking about energy, we're talking about total layout area. All of these different types of things are important when you're working on that final design. We wouldn't have been able to get to smartphones today if there wasn't someone pushing for smaller, faster, more efficient items.
So how do you actually implement that in practice? So, you know, you use an FPGA is quite a granular approach to things. Is it that you are only using the exact blocks that you require for the operations that you're trying to achieve, whereas an NPU, you're using all these peripherals that you might not need? Is that the thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, that is fundamentally the thinking. When you work on hardware, you really have a few different options. One of which is working with hardware definition languages, or HDL. At the RTL level, you end up working with Verilog or VHDL. And you know, for young people like us, we may not have full opportunity for working on this or have very brief mind. But you go and talk to some people who've been in the industry for a while with a vast experience, they will tell you that RTL is the way to go. But for this modern age where stuff's changing so quickly, you need some better solutions. So something that our product that I work on is called Catapult High-Level Synthesis. It's brought to you by Siemens EDA. We are able to take C++ and System C, and now models trained in Python actually create synthesizable RTL. So not only will you be able to build these pieces of hardware, you'll be able to go through an entire design space exploration to learn a lot about the different opportunities to figure out what makes the most sense for these ML applications.
Right. Something that I've always seen, you know, I'm sure that every person who's, you know, graduated with an electrical engineering degree has touched HDL at some point.
Exactly.
And the experience with it is painful most of the time, really, really painful. We spoke yesterday about us both doing a test where we have to write 2 pages worth of HDL code. It's awful stuff. You and I both know it.
Exactly, yeah.
And now we're talking about implementing machine learning models in HDL, in hardware description language. That sounds incredibly difficult. And you said that you have a tool that will allow me to do this in Python instead. So I can take Python code where I'm using libraries like PyTorch and others, and I'm able to transform this code directly into hardware description language to run on an FPGA.
Yes.
So you're getting all of the advantages of having high-level code with the granularity of an FPGA.
Exactly. Our new product, Catapult AI-NN, allows us to take models trained in TensorFlow using Keras or QKeras or PyTorch and the QKeras equivalent to actually take you all the way from that Python level to RTL. So new ML designers who may not have any experience, whether it be a computer engineer or a software engineer, or people like us who probably didn't do well on that handwritten RTL event, we'll be able to actually build RTL for FPGAs or ASICs or any sort of hardware that you want. And it really brings a new generation of engineers into the field of building hardware.
Fantastic. What a tool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great talking to you.